We're going to talk about the most important thing that you're doing in your sales process with the US government, which is setting up meetings with people and the federal agencies that buy what you sell. So today I'm going to show you how to do that with SAM.gov. If you're new to the channel, again, I'm Ricky Howard. I spent 20 years in the Air Force. I was an acquisitions officer, putting companies on contract for the government, and then went on to help hundreds of companies sell to the US government through training and advising. And so that's what we're doing here. All right, let's start finding some of those meetings. All right, guys. So starting off here in GovClose. So this is the sales system I use for selling to the government. You need something. If not this, whatever tool you're using, just make sure it's set up for selling to the government. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to SAM.gov, and I'm going to show you, this is just one of many ways you can set up meetings with the government. But again, the point is we want to find opportunities way before a solicitation ever comes out if you really want a high probability of winning that opportunity. So here we're in SAM.gov, clicking on search. Then you go down to select domains. I'm selecting contract opportunities. And keep in mind, there's a lot of systems out there to find opportunities with the government, but this is the source of truth. So even if I'm using something really expensive for federal government contract research, it's pulling its information from websites like SAM.gov, especially when we're talking about special notices, which is what we're going to be looking at today, and RFPs, everything else. All right. So I'm in contract opportunities. I'm going to go to dates because I'm going to look for response date, offers due. I'm going to say the next month. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to notice type because I want to eliminate some of the noise here. We've talked about how important sources sought are. We've talked about solicitations, how we're really not looking for those for most cases, unless we've already worked that opportunity ahead of time, like we're about to do. So now we're going to go even way before that. We're going for special notices. Okay. Special notices doesn't mean these are going to be a bunch of meetings that you can attend. There's going to be a lot of things like notice of intent to award a sole source contract. The government's putting out notices, but meetings will be in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use keywords. And there's a couple of things we could do here. You can type meeting or meetings, but you can also type what I'm going to use, very popular in the government, is called Industry Day. So this will be a meeting that you can usually register for. Sometimes you have to apply, but usually you're going to register for something like this. So we can see here, there's a lot of great information you can pull. So before I even schedule a meeting, if you were potentially somebody offering financial services, you could pull the slides from a recent industry day here without even attending. Not as good as going in person. But so if you were into this, you could pull some information there, which is, I'm going to click on it just to show you. See, they're publishing on behalf of the Army to provide industry with a copy of slides presented at the recent industry day. And so in here, you've got the contact. So you could send questions. They're giving you the contact you can reach out to in the government. And they're saying, hey, ask us questions. And here you have the slides. So that's free for this episode. You can go in there. Sometimes you'll find slides like that. Let's find a good one. Okay. Here's one. Industry Day, Make Personal Protective Equipment in America Act. Now, again, you're looking for industry days that will apply to your business. So there's going to be a ton of them out there. This is one way to find them. Okay. And we can see here that there's still a due date. That's probably going to be the registration date, 29 April, 2024. Today's the 18th. You are cordially invited to attend an industry day event. And they're going to tell you everything that is going to be talked about there across the Department of Health. So this is HHS, DHS, the VA, and they're looking for made in America objectives for acquisitions programs. Okay. And they're showing you some more information on these links where you can download a white paper. Now here's the purpose of the industry convening session. Get your feedback for this white paper. So is this going to result in a contract award? Not right away, but this is giving you an opportunity to interface with people in government acquisitions, right? And so if this is a subject that you could potentially sell on in the future, this is a great opportunity for you to go to. Look, your feedback will be used to help shape the federal government's approach to buying PPE, which is probably personal protective equipment. So here's a contact. Again, you can send your questions to them by April 29th. They're telling you how to actually label the subject of the email. And here's where you can register. So for this one, you don't even have to apply or put in a proposal. You could just register for the event. And guys, there's going to be a ton of industry day events just like this. But let's say this is one that I'm going to attend. Okay, so assuming this is one that we want to attend, this is what I'm going to do next. All right, I'm back in GovClose. So now you want to take that and you want to pick the appropriate pipeline. So we can see here, we know how much the pipeline's worth. I have my subcontracting sources saw pipeline. That's what I want to see here because those are the main things that we're going after. But you're going to have different pipelines depending on what you sell. So in here, we've built pipelines specifically for government contracting. So whether you're 8A or GSA or whatever, but I need to go to my conference industry day one. This is, again, these are the steps that you're just going to want your salespeople to go through, or you're going to want to go through. So you're going to want to put an opportunity in your pipeline. Make sure you have all the relevant information. You can pull the email right off of the government website, the opportunity name. You've got the right pipeline. We have identified the event, so we can put it in here, but we can see next thing we're going to have to do is register, apply for the event, right? This could be a $0 opportunity. This is just a lead generation source. Make sure you assign your salesperson, the appropriate salesperson to the opportunity because they're going to have to work this. So now you have the opportunity in your pipeline. What does this mean? We know that this is due on April 29th, 2024. We have to be registered by April 29th, 2024. Okay, so now I'm going to task our salesperson to register for this, give it to Mike Jamerson. That's the due date. Okay, so we can see how important that is. There you go. Now that individual, you can see they're going to walk it through here. They're going to register for the event. Sometimes you have to apply. So let's say they register or they have to apply. Once that's done, they've submitted it. They need to confirm receipt because sometimes the government doesn't get it. And they're going to attend the event. Now, this is important. This meeting is probably going to result in multiple leads. And what happens is after we work those leads, right? So leads from the event, we're going to follow up with a POC, schedule a meeting, very important, demo slides, but we want to know about funding and timeline. And once we know more about the lead, then we can move that into a source of SOD or maybe subcontracting. It's going to be a subcontracting effort, but you get the point. And then that's going to be a high value lead after you've met with the government and talked to people. That is going to outweigh anything you just find online. You have to talk to the government. So hopefully this has been useful for you. We're trying to eliminate some of the confusion about how to sell to the government, and using the tools that are free like SAM.gov, you can go a long way with a tool like that. You just got to know how to use it and know what you're looking for. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if there's something that you would like us to go through, and whether it's in SAM.gov or USA Spending or another free government tool, we'd be happy to do that. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time. All right, guys, hopefully this has shed some light on one of the ways that you can schedule meetings with the government. There's a lot you can do with the free tools that are out there, like SAM.gov. Okay, so if there's anything that you'd like us to go through or demonstrate for you, just leave a mention in the comments, and that's how we get a lot of the topics for the courses and the instruction that we put out there. You can also hear us on our podcast, DoD Contract Academy, and all the podcast networks out there. And if you want to check out GovClose, you can go to govclose.com or dodcontract.com, which is our main website. Either one can get you to GovClose. You can register, go through a demo. Love to see you there. We'll see you next time.